head, slowing down and taking no time. I gotta keep it rolling. Those windshield.
What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Rodeo Roundtable, Gig Worker Roundtable. We have Kim's Side Money Plans. We have Tom Kelly. We have Michelle Sleet. We have Gig Work Mama. And you guys, we are represented in a lot of places here. For those of you that might be new, like Cheyenne's in Montreal, Quebec. Michelle is in St. Louis, Missouri. Tom is in Houston, Texas. And Kim is in unknown New Jersey, because she already got stalked once, so we ain't giving that information out again.
Her exact address will be posted.
Tom, I would kill you.
But yeah, so it's been a little bit of a crazy week. I actually watched, I was watching Kim's live the other night, and I was actually taking some notes, because before we get into any of these stories at all, I wanted to say, and that's why I made the thumbnail when I made it, Uber Eats versus DoorDash. I know that you used to do a ton of Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Like, that used to be kind of your jam.
Yeah.
And now, like you were saying on Tuesday, how it's just, what a joke kind of thing. And, you're doing okay still on DoorDash for what you do with DoorDash. Froze. No.
You're not frozen on our end.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not
the
frozen.
whole thing froze for a second. But I'm having the reverse effect. Now, this might be because I'm a bottom dasher. I don't know. But and again, also, I was working on Sunday, which was football. But to those of you that say, like, well, of course, then it was football, I was delivering like one pizza with like a 20-ounce Pepsi to like one person, and the tips were huge. And these are the same houses I drive to and deliver to when I do it otherwise. Or on DoorDash, I mean. I haven't been doing a lot of Uber Eats, but everything I had on Uber Eats, there was only like 2 I skipped, and 4 out of 6 I took. And that might not sound amazing to you guys, but to me, that's like blew me out of the water.
No, I have with Uber Eats, I have to literally decline 20 to 30 before I get like one that's semi okay to take.
Yeah, and this is one of the things I wanted to bring up, because I always, part of the Thursday thing is that we talk about our experiences, what we got going on with the apps, all this, that, and the other. And I'm wondering too, like, so when I see, obviously I take screenshots, everybody should when you get your offers. But when I see it, it was showing the full amount for whatever the Uber thing was. Once you're done, it shows just the what is it? Uber's called base pay too. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows just the base, and then it says processing for the tip, and the tip is gone though. Is there a place you can go to the Waybill and see what the tip was put in, or is it just the screenshot you capture?
No,
and even that wouldn't do
wait.
much good, because if they pull it, they pull it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a screenshot, and after an hour, you're gonna see it pop up, and then you can go in your wallet and see it in your wallet as well, like separated.
But can they still pull it out though?
Yeah, because they have an hour to update the tip.
Oh, I meant after the hour.
No.
Oh, no.
Okay. I didn't know.
No.
I didn't know.
I guess technically you can do the math if you go into, like, after you complete the order and you go into like the individual order, it will say, the amount, and says the amount offered for this, whatever it was, X amount of dollars. So you can kind of do the math, what the tip should be.
Right. No. I was able to do that. I was just curious, because I was thinking, man, when it came down to it. So here's what I was kind of getting at, is that in that few hour block, I took 4 Uber Eats out of 6, was busy the whole time, but all of it was like, when each one got to finished and processing, it was just these base pays. And so really the 4 deliveries were going to be like $15 if all of those tips had gone away. So really what it ended up with was potentially like almost like as if I was only taking $2 DoorDash no tip offers on purpose.
Pretty much.
I mean, every tip came through, so it wasn't. But everybody, I was doing it live, and everybody said, "Oh, dude, what?" Because one of them, like, for instance, nothing against anybody living in this. And I said no. I said no to the people in the chat. But I stopped at a Section 8 housing that I know, and it's been there forever. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with it. And I delivered there, and they're like, "Oh, dude, that tip's gonna be gone in like 2 minutes." And I was like, "No, dude, have some faith, man." And then everybody started getting me worried, and I didn't know about the hour processing time, so that's good to know. I didn't know it was 1 hour.
Yeah, because they have an hour to change your tip. Once you drop off the order with Uber Eats, like on the customer side, it says, you know, your order's at your door. You have a chance to change your tip, and you have a chance to leave a review for the driver. And you have an hour to do that.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. But Uber also, when you were talking about the amount of the tips, it's because Uber's default tip suggestion is higher than DoorDash's. Thank you, Christopher Taylor.
Christopher Taylor, always. I'm gonna say hi to the chat while we're here. What's up, Thomas? How are you? Hey, Queen Brown. I don't know. I don't even know if I get this reference. Is this I'm too old to get it, or what am I missing here?
I don't know.
Everyone from North Carolina says hi, except Mark Robinson. Well,
I don't know.
Mark, give us another chance. And if you never gave us a chance, then I don't know why you have a problem with us. Have a happy life. I don't know.
We're pretty cool
What's up,
people.
Brandon? Hey, Kevin Hawthorne. Hey, Gigan. Hi, Ellen. Christopher Taylor, how are you?
That's a political thing.
Which one? Oh, okay. Because
the comment that you were
because we don't.
Googled it.
I don't even ever mention that, you guys, and I would wait until it was necessary, but I'll put it out there. Like, no politics, especially right now.
Yeah.
Like, nothing until after the election. Don't even, because things can get taken over in the chats, even with a lot of mods, real quick, and they can start really being annoying. So, hey, Eric Berry, and again, thank you, Christopher. All I see is a chain link, so I think it was to maybe Cheyenne's. I don't know.
Yes. Directly.
And then, yeah. And I want to thank Kim too today. Kim was helping me because it was my first time on the new app, and it was so easy to use the new delivered app. I'm like going, well, this can't be right because like it works. No offense, Chris. We love you. But the new app is so awesome.
It is.
I mean,
it's
the
pretty
flow,
amazing.
the way it looks professional, like it makes sense to me upon first look.
They literally, what I love about it is they have taken everything and put it into their app. Like before, you would have to go to the Open Opportunity Board. You would have to go to a
That's where I got mine
website,
from
sign
today,
in.
in fact.
Yeah, you have
That's
to
where
do
I
that.
grabbed that.
Your portal was in a different, like everything was in a different area, and you had to go to separate. Now everything is all on their app. And thank you, Christopher, much appreciated. But everything is right in your face. Like I snagged this week, and I can never get Open Opportunity Boards because as soon as I got there, like they were gone because of all their steps. Like there was one this week, I grabbed it, I got it, I'm like, score, like because it was so easy to use. So
and the portal's in there, everything's
in there. There's no excuses now for drivers not to go set up their preferences, do it today. It takes 5 minutes to do, but yeah, I did a complete breakdown if you haven't checked it out. So if it's there for you guys to do whatever you want to do with, but I'm really excited it's here, and I've been using it for probably about a week now and absolutely love it.
Because it was, for those of you that are not undelivered, get on it. If there's a wait list, get on the wait list. Because you can do really, you can't make a whole day out of it. I mean, Kim's made a few lately, but most of the time you can't do a whole day on it. I did a whole day on curry this week, which was like the first time I had done that in a long time. I mean, a full day. I did a live stream for like 8 hours. Had a lot of you guys in here. It was great. But you can't, I mean, maybe soon you will be able to make more out of it, just kind of like curry was for me. But right now, just even grab the ones and be able to do that, and to be able to get to the opportunity board. Because before, this was a pain, because for those of you that don't know, but before delivered was like 4 different things. It's like each thing, oh, you want to go to the portal, go to this link, and log in. Oh, you want the app? It's over here. Oh, you want the opportunity boards? Oh, you like everything. It just wasn't clean.
Yeah. If anybody saw their teaser video that came out yesterday, it was actually hilarious. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. So if you want a funny video to watch, it's a minute.
Yeah, it's a minute.
It's really fun.
But yeah, I just wanted to point that out because if you guys aren't on Delivered now there's just no reason not to be. I mean, because now it's just an app that like runs in the background. If you set it to always running, you know, or always locations, it won't matter. You'll get those drop downs, you'll get those alerts, and you have 5 minutes. It's now round robin. You have 5 minutes to take that thing. So I don't know. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the work they've done. They've always been a transparent company. They've always been people that I trust. I know that they'll pay. They are the only company that works hand in glove with ezCater. Like when ezCater gives Delivered orders, they are literally only for Delivered, and Delivered has to get them delivered. When ezCater does for other platforms, that's why sometimes you arrive somewhere and 2 or 3 people might be there because they were put through a different system like some of the other apps are on, where potentially it can overlap, but not the Delivered ones. So I don't know. I'm just bragging on it. I loved it. I loved the interface. And I even, when I was talking to Kim today, the last thing I'll say is I even loved the fact that even though I got to the restaurant early, that yes, I did everything early because this is the new app, whatever. So I get to the restaurant early, food's ready. So I leave for the location, and it's only like, I mean, at this point, I'm like a half hour out from the delivery, and I'm like 8 minutes away. There's nothing you can do about that, or at the time, maybe even a little more. And Kim was like, you just have to wait. you can't go. I mean, it says it in the app too. You can't go in early, but I like that they allow you. I know that a lot of you might go, well, wait, that's wasted time. It's going to pay off in the end, because if you have an error on the picking it up side, or if there's just any issue with traffic or whatever, because it does have to be timely with these. So the only way they can do it is to give that extra time. So that all makes sense to me business wise too. And I just like it. I don't know. It's just another app like Curry where it just makes sense to me. Like I can do that. Like bring them. Let's do those. Yeah. I wanted to see what Tom has. I asked Tom to do something here tonight, and he actually did something. He took it a little step farther, because a lot has come out. And I don't know if he included the Lyft thing too, but Lyft it for a few weeks has been in the news about something. But if he didn't, I know we're at least talking about some Uber features. Let's all digest these and take them in, because I want to know what you guys think too, because this is prime, or this is genuine Uber right here. Do you want me to put this up?
Yep, when you're ready.
Okay.
And we're coming live with brand new news coming out of the Uber world. These guys went crazy this week and started doing all sorts of stuff. Of course, you can read all about it by going to RideshareRodeo.com. RideshareRodeo.com, your single best source for rideshare news. How was that? Was that good?
That's awesome.
That was amazing.
All right. So what we get going on? So a couple of days ago, Uber did this big press release talking about safety and all sorts of good things like that. So what did they do? First of all, they launched this, and let me get through it, and then we'll dissect it a little bit. They launched a nationwide launch of enhanced rider verification. So starting yesterday, drivers across the country will see when a rider has undergone additional verification with the new verified rider badge. For the record, I did 14 pickups yesterday. 2 of them had done the verified rider badge. We designed these new verification measures in response to driver feedback that they want to know about who's getting in their car. Come back to that in a few minutes. We now have the national launch of Record My Ride. Last year, we announced a new feature that allows drivers to use front-facing cameras on their smartphone to record video and audio during trips. Now you can do this everywhere.
Wait, Tom, before you go to the next slide, wasn't this launched in 2019, 2021, and 2022?
I believe the exact same thing's been launched multiple times before.
So this is another 6th launch for Record by Ride. Gotcha.
And my question is, if they refuse to look at any of the video that we make when we have issues, what's the point?
Because they are using telematics, probably facial stuff that we do, and who knows what against us, and selling it, black marketing us. Who knows, man? Uber Teen made me realize what they're doing.
Yeah,
they don't care. I mean, if we were really talking about safety, the first thing we would have seen is Uber Teen removed.
Right.
But
new technology with your safety in mind. Trip navigation and Tesla are now related.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, actually, I actually found that a little interesting because that's weird to me. That's the Tesla thing is really weird, no matter what level it's on, because is that because of those people who are going to buy Teslas and let them go run themselves in the night one day? Like, why do those two companies are always pretending to be like, or Uber's pretending to be autonomous all the time? This is like its 6th connection with Waymo, and now it's like partnering with Tesla, but not really. Like, for what?
Well, it does make it part of the Tesla display, making turn-by-turn navigation easier and safer to follow. Yeah, right. Hands-free prompts. Drivers using iOS can now use Siri. I want to point out real quickly that, and this is the latest industry data from 2022, I don't have from 2023 yet, that Siri is a distant third between Alexa and Google Assistant. Siri doesn't even have a quarter of the overall audience. So thanks, but no thanks.
I mean, for the iOS users, maybe you guys don't. My Siri's turned off. Gone. Like,
Siri doesn't recognize my New Jersey accent.
So did you turn it off?
No, it's still there, but it still doesn't recognize it.
I turned it off. I don't see why I would ever want Siri.
Well, I can't say the other girl's name because it's right here in my room, and we'll start talking if I do. But the other one's much more popular, as is Google Assistant, much more popular. So, and there was no promise that, oh, yeah, we're going to get into the other ones too.
Okay.
Now we have PIN verification where we can say we want a PIN to make sure that we've got the correct writer.
And I saw there were different levels to that too. You can pick that you want it with every ride, or I only need it with these rides. I don't even know, man. I was like, okay, PIN, we've done that before too. That's the 4th time launch on that one. In fact, that started with the what was it, the 2020? It was the late pandemic year, the Samantha Say My Name movement. That was the first time PIN verification came to the United States. That was 4 years ago. Okay.
So
let's talk about it launching today.
What cracks me up here is this idea that riders will need to provide the PIN to the driver before the trip can start.
Mm-hmm.
Really? So you've got this attached to my car in a way that my car won't. Yesterday, I was supposed to get a PIN from somebody, and as the two girls were getting in the car, they both wanted to get in at the same time. They bumped into each other, laughing. They fell down. They got in the car, it started up. I'm looking at them. I'm talking to them. I start driving. I'm probably 5 minutes down the road when I go, oh, crap, I forgot to get you started here. Oh, I need a PIN.
Well, also wait, real quick. What happens if late night when you're driving and bars are letting out and you need to be quick you can't just sit outside while you kind of figure something out? What happens to the person who's been waiting a half hour, been out all night, called for an Uber? They're waiting on Tom. They know your name. Maybe they even know your make and model. They see you pull up. They go outside and you're like, what's the PIN? They pull it up and their phone died. Now,
or they just can't figure out how to.
But now what? Is it just like, I trust you, just get in?
They're idiots, whatever. And I don't know. Anyway, so I thought this was interesting. So this is part of what Uber is saying this week, that they're looking for better behavior from our riders, restaurants, and customers. We're stepping up our efforts to encourage on-trip behavior. They're very proud that last week they deleted 15,000 users, which is less than a drop in a bucket, but they're still proud of that they deleted 15,000 users for being jerks.
I just want you guys to note something there. They're encouraging better behavior from, wait, what was it? Go back. Better behavior from riders, restaurants, and customers. So everybody you work with, they're saying we need better behavior from every single one of you. You're just not pulling your weight. Okay.
But, okay, so I'm going to say this to the positive side. It does seem like they're always talking about drivers need to be better. But let's face it, for a whole lot of us, we're not the problem.
Yeah.
There are people who, create a lot of issues, and sometimes they give you 2 or 3 stars because they're idiots and or unhappy that day for something that had nothing to do with you, or they're trying to get a free ride or whatever. Okay. So what they're doing now is you can block a driver, or a driver can block a rider if the driver rates a trip 2 or 3 stars. So
Kim, Kim, what do you think about this? Because Kim knows, because Uber Eats already does this, and they already failed her.
Yeah.
Like this is Uber saying, "Hey, look at this," and they already do it for Uber Eats, and she already had a repeat person that she said no.
Yeah. And
I mean,
they cursed at me too.
And yours wasn't just a 3-star or 2-star thing like this. Yours was you called, right? Like you talked to support.
Yeah, I had a lady. Actually, I dropped something off, and it was McDonald's, and she was clean. She called. I got home. It was my last order. I got home, and I was with my family. I came back to my phone. I'm like, oh, I have a voicemail. What's that? And I checked my voicemail, and it's this lady cursing on my voicemail that she received an empty bag, and I'm a BI blah 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 blah. Like she was literally cursing me out through my voicemail. So I actually sent them through email the voicemail and everything, and that was it. I got the customer
but then they unmatched you from this person for life, and then you got her again.
Yeah, I got her like 2 months later.
I mean, come on, Uber. Like that seems like, Tom, you were a software engineer. Like, dude, that's a no-brainer. Just make the database not connect that person with Kim ever again. How hard is that?
But if they change phones, that's your primary thing that you're using to track who you're disconnecting from, and she's using a different phone and even maybe a different address, what can you do?
It's the same address. It was same address, same lady, same everything. I don't know about the phone number, but it was the same lady, same name, same address.
We're just pointing out how well this stuff always works out, guys, but let's keep going.
Just a little bit more here. So we, as of today, we changed, this is actually as of 2 days ago, they changed how they calculate acceptance rate is now based on the last 100 instead of the last 200. But they've also kind of changed the number of things that allow you to reject and do cancellations, and made that a little bit clearer and easier. I don't know. I think this one's kind of a wash.
Wait, is it clearer? And I can't read it all from here. Is it clearer and easier for real, or is it just differently worded and it's still sketchy?
I think it's clear. I think it's clearer wording for me personally. Okay. So your mileage may vary. The other thing that happened in the last 5 days, this was 5 days ago, starting September 16th.
Nice.
So it actually started 3 days ago, but they announced it 5 days ago, is Uber Connect.
Launch number 7, guys. That is Uber's record for bullshit right there. That's their number one. That's their number one failed product. That 7th launch right there.
Get through that. If we can talk about it. So this is package
It's
delivery.
also called Uber drug dealer. Let's go.
Yeah, this is also Uber deliveries. You may, once you see the package, see the people and all that, decide to decline them.
Oh,
And if the package doesn't meet the package requirements or you're uncomfortable making the delivery, you can cancel the trip without affecting your cancellation rate.
so we're allowed to screen people. I don't like the looks of you. Cancel.
Well, you know, we laugh all the time. What if this was a drug deal or something like that? And if there's something that you think this smells wrong,
Well, most of these have been drug deals. That's why it shuts down every time. Like more than half are drug deals. I mean, I don't even know, you guys. I won't even take us back to some of the times that I often bring up. I'll bring us back to remember John Dash did 2 of these. He did 2. One of them was from a hotel to a hotel after midnight in Arizona. I think even Cheyenne, Kim, you guys probably remember this. He did, and that one was a person to a person in like these shady hotels. And if you guys remember, it was like a metal Band-Aid holder
Oh yeah, I forgot about
in
that.
like a plastic bag. And the guy just handed it to him and he didn't open it. And then we had that story at that same time about how a metal Band-Aid container had been used to move meth in Chicago from Uber Connect. And we were like, John, what was in there? He's like, I don't know. I didn't look. I'm like, dude, I'm like, look at this story. They're using those metal containers of Band-Aids to send speed around the country. And then the other one that he did was to a post office. Guys, you literally, even if you're the Uber driver, you have to sign that there's no liquids, explosives, perishables. And I get it. You might most likely would get out of anything, but you're going to have to hire a lawyer because trust me, if things go down how they have on Uber Connect before, they're not going to believe that. Even if you're like, dude, I was just working the platform, trust me, they're going to look into your history and see if you know any gang affiliates at all. And you might have some in your history that you don't even know are gang affiliates. And then all of a sudden you're a little more tied into this than not. But regardless, you'll have to hire an attorney and you're not bonded to take things like this. So I was pointing out the other day in the live, don't think that because it's on Uber, it's legal. It's only legal if you're properly licensed and bonded to do that service. Fact.
So let me respond to something real quick here from Bubba Sue. No unaccompanied minors, no packages. Here's the problem with this. If you don't want to do the Connect stuff, yes, you can decline once you get there, but you can't opt out like you can Uber Teen unless you call them. Because we all know that calling Uber goes really, really well. And you can call them and say, I don't want to do packages, but there's not an opt out on the app for you to say, I don't, just like I don't do Uber Teen. I refuse, never will. I don't do Uber Eats, never will. But I can't opt out of the package. I can refuse it. I can not accept it, or I can get and look at it and then not accept it. But there's no way to not get it to pop up on your screen to start with.
Well, I did tweet, Uber tweeted something and I did tweet this and I got some funny replies on it, but I did this. First, I did this today too. So Instacart posted, PSA, cheesecake has no business having calories. And I said, you have no business delivering groceries.
Wow, Steve.
Wow. Are you
They're
on the
not
road
wrong.
to
Cheesecakes should
deactivation?
not have-
So, and then Uber posted this. We're dedicated to building a platform based on trust between riders and drivers. Really? Because the thing Tom just read said you don't trust any of us and we all have to get our behavior together. Saturday, they're starting today. We're launching new rider verification, blah, blah, blah. And look at I retweeted it just laughing. Yeah, guys, I do this to Instacart all the time. Just so you know, I want you to see that says 10 a.m. So that's like in Twitter, that's mountain time. When I pull that up, this is 6 hours after this tweet's posted. And look, 2 retweets, 1 quote, 5 likes. This is Instacart's Twitter account. Nobody goes to it. So on every time I see them do one of these, because they do them a lot, some stupid thing about food, I always give them a hard comment. They never like it. They never like my comment.
You're
Never
an
once have they
Instacart
liked it.
troll. You realize that, right? You're an Instacart troll.
Maybe. I mean, but I mean, I still can't be proven differently. I know you guys have proven it differently for yourselves. I can't prove it differently. So I just believe the platform's run by bots. I do. I've spoken with people who Instacart is absolutely aware of the bot problem, and they absolutely don't do anything about it. They just don't care. So, and I think that, remember when we had UDM on that last time, but when he was like retiring, that's like one of the subjects we actually talked about was bots. And we were talking about how people were making more than other people in their market on Instacart, even after spending all that money on the bots. And if you guys remember, like, that wasn't cheap. That was like some setup fee. And then every time you hit $1,200, you had to pay another $300. Like, it just made no sense to me, but somehow the bot people were making more money. So I don't know, Michelle, do you have people that do Instacart bots in your group? Hello?
She frozen?
I don't know.
Michelle?
Shell?
Yeah, I think she's frozen.
I think she's
There-
frozen.
I fixed it right when I stabbed my finger.
Oh, okay, there she is.
Did you hear us?
Hello?
I
Everything.
guess not. Did you hear us at all or no?
Just my name. That was it.
I said, do you have any people that talk about Instacart openly, or that you know of that use bots?
Yes. Well,
She froze again.
are you guys there? Or are you freezing up?
You're
You
freezing
keep-
up.
No,
The rest of us are all here.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Now it's fixed.
It's not me, it's you. It's not me, it's you.
Yeah. It's really sad because there's just too many people accepting orders for no money, and that ties in with what you're saying, is that they just seem to they loathe it. They have no enjoyment out of the job. They have no pride in doing it, and they could care little to none about the customer. Everything they blame, put it back on the customer. Customers don't tip, then why are you doing it? I have to do it because I have to make money. It's become an angry, vicious circle.
But I was pointing it out because I actually know people who, I didn't really ever expect this response, but I know people who, I think one time we actually had some people even in the chat saying, yeah, I do openly, but I know people off camera who have told me they use bots, and that they use bots that without them, they can't make half of what they make with them. And what those bots cost is ridiculous. Like, you spend so much on the bots and still they make more money than they would if they just worked the platform without it.
Well, they claim, people that use it claim they make $50 to $75 an hour. I have never seen it, and people are not shy about posting their earnings.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. To me, it's just ridiculous. This is something that I have a real problem with. And I don't know, Cheyenne, did you see I sent you two, but did you see the 192 cases of water?
Yeah, I saw that. Let me open up that story.
Yeah,
So
let's
imagine you
talk
get-
about that.
I hope someone
Imagine you
ate
get
their
an
Wheaties
order on
that day.
First of all, everybody imagine what 192 cases of water looks like,
But-
and then Cheyenne can tell
How
us
did it
about
fit
if she
into
wants.
somebody's car?
So imagine you're on Instacart, right? Because Kim and I, we understand. We like Instacart because it pay, like you
I
can
would
get
too,
really
if
good
it
orders
were.
on Instacart. But imagine you get an order for 192 cases of water. Okay, what do you think that payout would be? Like, what do you think Instacart showed as a payout for that? And how much? do you think
$5.
customer-
$240.
You think Instacart showed $240?
No, I think they showed $2.40, but it should be $240.
No, I think they like 5 something.
Five
something?
That's
Yeah,
a good
$5.
order.
Including the customer's tip?
No, I'm saying the customer didn't tip. It's just straight base pay.
You think they got? So you think somebody took this for a $5 base pay, no tip?
Yeah, I think. Never mind. I'm not even gonna go there.
That's just Kim's experience with these type stories. She's just betting.
That's what I was
on this
wondering.
going bad.
Well, you always see these people on TikTok doing like ridiculously stupid things. Like, I took a $5 order and it was like 10 cases of water, and I had to go up an apartment, and it goes viral. And you're like, why did you even take that order to
Why
begin
did
with?
you take the order? So on here, the guy, he obviously did a TikTok to talk about it. And he was shocked when he saw that it was 192 cases of water and that the driver was only being paid $20. $20 for 192 cases of water. Now think about that. Who is picking up 192 cases of water?
A Sprinter van, if they're lucky,
like in your cart or on your trolley, whatever, and then you got to bring it in a vehicle and then drop it off to the customer's house. So that's
I would think
car.
you easily have maybe 3 pallets.
Easily.
So you need 2 Sprinter vans.
It's ridiculous. So he said, first of all, why did Instacart let this go through? And the customer tipped $45. He's like, how? This costs like at least $2,000. How is someone able to place this order? How is Instacart able to actually push it through? And whose vehicle do you think that is fitting in? He laughed and said that you'll need like a U-Haul to deliver this.
Did a customer do it as a joke? Like, haha, let's see if we can actually get it delivered. Like, you know, like Steve, that when we were in Colorado, what did you do? You ordered something through RODEO and you just wanted to see whether it would come to the house. Didn't you do that?
I remember, yeah.
You do that?
Yeah, but it didn't get taken. We made it real bad.
Okay, but nobody took it.
No.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, was it a joke that someone's like, I'm going to put down this, let's see if it gets to our house type of thing?
I don't think so. I feel like this, because it was being, I mean, it actually, if I remember right, there was like a little story of what this was for too.
What was it for? Because I need to know. I need to know the details.
I didn't see a story on what it was for. He did go into explaining how to tip based on what your order is. He's like, you know, this cost a customer about $2,000. The tip should have been at least $400, considering that it's going to be a lot of manual labor. And some people started to calculate, you know, what the weight was going to be. And they said that it was about 2,030 pounds a pallet, and you need 4 pallets.
Right. So that's 2 Sprinter vans. So here you go. So here's the guy who actually took it. He's saying, first of all, who can even fit 192 cases in their car? That's crazy. Like you're going to need a U-Haul moving truck, is what he said.
You would.
And then
Seriously.
he goes on to say, beyond that, even if you did have a truck that can move it, unless you have a forklift, you have to carry each case by hand.
Yeah.
You have to load
a case of water weighs 30 pounds. 192 of them would be 5,760 pounds.
That's insane.
I mean, that's good pay, $20.
192, like that's a weird number. Why not 200? Why not 190, 180? Like 192 is a weird number.
And then what store is going to have that in stock?
Maybe it capped him at one. Maybe they tried 200 and they're like, try a little lower. And he's like 192. And it's like, yeah, we can do that.
That's quite possible that a store would only have 192 cases of water.
Or it was maybe the dollar amount, because there was also the fact that he said that it was $2,000, right? So if it's $2,000, maybe it capped, like Instacart was like, wait, no, you can't order more than $2,000 on our app.
Oh,
well, you had to go way over 2,000 though, because a case of water is more than $1 or more. You know, I mean, we're talking real money here.
That's an even 16 dozen, if that means anything.
That's so crazy.
He was ordering by the dozens. I need 16 dozen cases of water. Why?
Well,
I just
most
do.
grocery stores, if it's like Poland Spring, it's 3 for like 11 or 3 for 12. So maybe,
Or maybe it was 4 dozen per pallet, because that's what it would be. Maybe it was getting 4 even pallets.
I
But
don't
what
know.
is this, Home Depot or whatever? Like, why are they doing pallet sales to what they're putting out to cars? Like, what if I had taken that? What do I do? Buy it all and just leave it at the
Well, I
store and
would
like call a
like-
friend, say, you got to sit with this water and it's going to take me like 10 trips.
I
But
would like
Instacart
to
knows
hope.
what kind of vehicle people drive. Like,
No, but I would
Nobody
like-
drives a moving truck to do Instacart.
no.
But what driver would actually take it? You like when you look at an order, you can actually physically see that there
192.
is like a case of water and then like 192 next to just one
Oh.
case of water. So why would someone even say, "Oh, this is a really good idea. Let me take it today"? Like it makes no sense.
I don't know.
Or they're not looking, right? Because Instacart, you got to react really fast. So they maybe just see like one item and they're like, oh, okay, I'll take it. Not
Then you
realizing.
like you release the batch and you get rid of it. Like I don't get it.
Well, and so,
Most
but that,
people don't know that you can release on Instacart. That is one thing that I realized.
but why doesn't, again, I'm with Kim too. Like, why doesn't Instacart know? Why isn't there some simple code? Again, we're talking code again. Why isn't there some simple code that just says, dude, more than 8 cases does not fit in the average car, or even if it would, we're not letting more than 8 or so. Like, why? What the hell is this? Why is there 4 pallets at 8,000 pounds?
Instacart doesn't care whenever it comes to like size of things, because I've received quite a few Costco orders where they would try to match it with another order. And I'm like, these are 2 very big orders. I have an SUV and I would have trouble because Costco, we have to understand, Costco items are huge.
You couldn't get this in your SUV.
Costco order. It's not going to fit.
No,
Wait,
It's
more
not
than
gonna
most
fit
SUVs.
anybody's SUV car, and no.
you need 2 Sprinter vans. You do. You need 2. I mean, a Sprinter van fits a pallet or 2 pallets.
Yeah, I don't think Instacart really does the whole
Yeah, but this seems so out of hand that it seems like they're hurting the customer too, is my point. Like,
But why does a customer need 192 cases of water?
they're thirsty,
wanna
Kim.
know that.
He has a bunker.
Yeah, that was my next guess, was that they're like off the grid people, or they're building like they're doomsdayers or preppers.
Yes.
And he's like, shh, this is my private bunker, but put the water over there.
Well, maybe he was making a bunker out of the cases of water.
He could have been making a water out of a house out of water cases.
Oh man.
I don't know. Again, I don't know why. I don't know. I know that when Kim said, didn't I do something when she was here on something, I feel like I did, and it was something like this. It was like,
But it
you
wasn't
do
that
this?
extreme,
Like-
though.
right. It wasn't that extreme, but
No,
it was
something-
definitely
but it was
like nobody
grody,
should take
wasn't it?
this. Yeah, maybe. I can't remember what it was.
But I know you're getting Max involved too, I think, right? Weren't you getting Max involved with it somehow?
But not like
no.
on his phone, guys.
No, wasn't it? We were trying to see whether didn't like Rody for a certain time have like almost like a connect with Uber, like almost the same thing, and we were testing to see whether someone would actually pick it up and deliver it. Isn't that what we were testing?
Whatever it was, nobody did it, and I'm glad. But this is just beyond. Like, if somebody sees 192 cases, and I mean, to me, this is a curry order for 2 drivers.
Yeah.
Like, this is, and that would pay really high too. So like, it's just ridiculous. I know these kind of stories can be funny, but they're also not. Like, all jokes aside, like, no matter what, I stick with my original number. I just, from doing curry and stuff, even if I had a Sprinter van, it's only going a few miles, that's $240 of work. Unloading that's a pain in the ass, dude.
Of
That's
course.
going to be a big pain in the ass. Even if you have Sprinter vans, I'm saying, though, that's still going to be a lot of work. So that's $240 job.
Still manual work. As
Yeah,
someone said above, you're going to need an ambulance after that.
And then, but I wanted to ask Michelle, what was the biggest buzz going on the groups. But before we go there, I do want to mention this because I saw this. The New York Times ran an article on the 16th. What is today, the 19th? So it was this week, and it was looming insurance crisis threatens taxi and Uber in New York City. Do you guys know that I know you all know this. All of our auto insurance goes up every year. There's really no more dropping, even if you're an amazing driver, all this stuff. But have you noticed it going up at just ridiculous amounts? Because I talked to an agent last week when I was doing it about something else, but I was asking why the rates have gotten so ridiculous. Like I said, I understand every year they go up, and they said, well, I mean, like nationwide for like an Allstate or a State Farm or Progressive, let's just keep it at that. One of those three, what they said is, well, they have to use their national average of what's going on. They said, we have never seen the amount of uninsured motorists accidents that we have, which means all of us who pay insurance, that's another thing we're paying for with people. I mean, I don't know, you hear all these stories, so we won't get into all that stuff because that's a whole different thing. But, there's people here working the platforms, even if they're people from here who do pay their taxes, or they're people who are here, undocumented, that are working the apps that we know are happening. But those people getting in accidents are driving the hell out of our rates. And like really bad, like to the point where it's getting questionable how many people can afford this, including, and that's what this New York Times article is about, including Uber. Can Uber survive in New York City with the new auto insurance problems? That's a whole new game. Like we didn't even think of that one ever. I mean, it gets high, but I don't know. I don't know what all these solutions are, but at some point, not just inflation, but everything needs to get fixed, because like this can't continue. I can't continue to see those kind of spikes. I can't see things go. I couldn't continue at that gain of auto insurance to keep paying that. Like I'm going to have to really start shopping. And, I hate it because I've been with the same company for a long time. I love them. They're an A-rated company. I would hate to like switch to a B-rated company or something that I still know would handle my claim, but the fact that I might have to do that sucks. It just sucks.
New Jersey has one of the highest car insurances in the United States.
Well, so you're obviously seeing it even go higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because we're in like the people per capita in New Jersey, like we're so condensed in. And we're very highly populated that we're one of the highest insurance rates in the United States.
They're all bad drivers.
We're not all bad drivers. Even though if you come from another state, that might be a little questionable. But if you live in New Jersey, we're not bad drivers.
I mean, Cheyenne, you got to remember too, like from the Mississippi, 80% of the population in North America lives east. Like I'm west of the Mississippi. I'm in the 20%, and we have more land mass.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Michelle, what's the biggest buzz in the DoorDash groups right now? Or
yes, well, I would say that hands down, it's earn by time. And the issue with earn by time is that drivers have never worked without it, so they never have worked by offer. And DoorDash is fast taking away ability to earn by time, not by market, but by specific drivers because of prolonged, taking long routes and just abusing it. And so they did tons of deactivations, but they're also just taking away the opportunity. And now people are saying, oh my God, it's gone. How do I get it back? You're not getting it back. And it's gone for good. It's just not gone because it's busy. They've lost the ability. And in some cases, they've gotten an email telling them that they've lost the ability. You'll still be a dasher, but you'll no longer be able to earn by time. And so that's how they started, and they have no idea how to maintain their platinum or gold or whatever level they are and do earn by offer. And they want earn by time back. They feel they can't make any money anymore.
So but that's because those people are getting flagged. I mean, maybe some, just like always, are getting caught in the trap accidentally, but those people are specifically getting targeted and trapped because they were doing this in New York City too. They're taking too long.
Right.
They're milking the clock.
Right. And in the beginning, people shared how they did it. Everybody thought it was neat and cute and fun. And, like I say, DoorDash sees everything. And you may get away with it once, but don't do it repeatedly. And, it was always, go from one drive-through to another and just sit there as long as you can, sit in Panera, just hang out, don't get in a hurry. And that's what they were doing. And because even in my market, you don't see the influx of drivers running in and running out anymore. I've only did earn by time once, and that's because I toggled it by accident. I hated it. And I didn't even do one. I rejected it and they kicked me off. So and in my market, unfortunately, everybody comes here because earn by time is higher for the area.
So
And
aren't you supposed to get 2 before you get kicked off?
I think you can decline 1 and then you get
One.
1. Yeah.
Right, but you get 1, then you get
You get 1, and then by the second one, you're out.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
1 per hour.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Active hour.
This was way in the beginning when it started. I just toggled it over to see what I would make. And I saw it and I thought it would just pop back. No, it stayed toggled in the earn by time. I started my shift and what is this? I don't know. I'm not going to do this. And they did try to send me about 15 miles. And I rejected it. Anyway, long time ago. We were also an early market to get earned by time. When it started in different areas at different times. And like you were saying last week, some people still have Top Dasher. So not all markets get all things at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, Eric Berry here is going back to the insurance thing. He's saying insurance does not go by facts, it goes by potential. Exactly. I mean, think about the word insurance. You're gambling on something. It's like medical insurance. Like, you have to have it. Why? I just won't get sick. Like
living in the Midwest, homeowners and auto, because we have huge amounts of hail and tornadoes and everything else. So it's the weather situation.
I mean, I know people, there's people in rural. I know Kim has people in the live sometimes who do earn by time. And again, we all know it's market to market, but here's Mad Dasher. What's up? He's talking about how, earn by time is a scam. I mean, obviously in big cities, we hear this a lot. Thomas Mathis is saying it's an earnings trap and they'll deactivate you if you abuse it. If you guys aren't familiar, this is pretty common stuff. So if you are a fan of earn by time for whatever reason, I'm not gonna pick on it. I'm just gonna tell you to be careful because they are definitely using it as a jumping point to deactivate.
Yes, I've seen
like they can easily use. That's actually one that they'll defend and go, well, you just took too long. So
yeah, it's like completion rate. That's another thing. People use the completion rate to get around earn by time. They unassign when they don't want to do something because they want to keep it up, and they still have the mindset, they're not going to deactivate me if I go below 90.
Wait a minute. If you take something and just sit for a while, go to the restaurant, don't do anything and unassign it, you're still going to be paid for that time?
Well, yeah.
No.
You should
you
that
have,
time.
you have
I mean,
to,
that's even
no,
that
you
should
would have to
be me
complete
saying
the
that
order.
should.
Oh, well, I don't know if you'd be paid for that time. I don't think you'd lose your. Do you lose it, Kim?
No, you would have to complete the order in order to get it. Like that's the only way to get earned by time. It's like your base pay is rated on how long the order takes you to complete. So that's how they rate your base pay, and then you get the tip on top of it.
Well, I'm just saying that they use the completion rate to manipulate the earn by time, and then they hurt themselves in the completion rate. They get deactivated, and some people play that game. They'll get a notice that their completion rate's dropping, and she'll say, I have an 86% 96% completion rate. What can I do today to get it up to 90?
What is Mr. Mad saying? No, you don't.
That you don't get paid while you're waiting.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Cancel it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at that point, they should. I mean, I don't ever
Yeah.
side with the companies, but
I
you
think
take
what
something
Michelle
long
is
term,
saying is, in order to get around the whole, you can decline like 1 an hour. If you accept an order and then you unassign it, that's a way of getting around an order you don't want to do. And if someone's not careful, then they can fall really low on their cancellation rate. I think that's what.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I mean,
what
I would imagine they would have a thing. And again, I'm not trying to side with the company, but I would imagine just like the cancellation thing, they would say you can also only unassign 1 an hour.
No.
Okay.
Because if anybody's even trying to go into like platinum, you have to have 95%. So you get 5 percentage
Right.
points. It's like not going to be worth it at that point. But even so, like even a regular dasher, you only get 10 out of every 100. So for a part-timer, like that's a lot of orders to
Right.
make up for a part-timer.
Right. So, okay. So, I mean, okay. So let's even say that. So if you do 1 unassigned, wouldn't they just like they do for 1 missed order, wouldn't they just say, okay, you're done with your, or
No.
today's earned by time?
No, because it's a separate metric.
Right. But see, then they're keeping that metric. And so these drivers think they're getting away with it. And they're like, oh, this is actually working, my little play here. And, and then all of a sudden they're going to get deactivated. Oh, you're deactivated. Why? Because you did this. But I've been doing that for a while. Like, I thought that was my way of doing it.
What?
So what is Eric saying here? Let's see. It's back and forth. Earned by offer, earned by time. See, okay, I'm confused. You mean like when it's I'm confused when it's available, because for me it's only available after like midnight. Like midnight to 2 is the only time I see EBT. And it'll be like $18 to $24.
It's market driven. And for you, it's not that it's not available for you, it's just not available in your market. And what I was saying earlier, the big thing is that people are they're losing the ability to do it, and they're very upset about it. And it's been, I guess EBT has been going on for over a year now. It seems to me it's been well over a year, and many people, that's all they've known. They didn't know DoorDash before. They didn't know DoorDash back even in the good old days of how DoorDash worked.
Yeah.
So
High Speed Drifter here says, if the order is canceled, Uber makes you phone them just to get $3. Yeah, but I think I've always said, even with Rideshare, I think part of that is they hope that you don't call. And they don't have to give you, that's why they keep that amount so low. So like, they're like, you really want to have to go through all this for $3? It's like, no. It's like, okay, well then, okay. Looks like somebody else took care of something. You guys, you guys keep it clean, man. Come on. Do you see Chris Taylor's comment here, by the way?
Yeah, I said it. I'm a couple weeks out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised too. Kim. I mean, usually by now and that's another thing. Usually she has like 3 trees, so it's like one's up by now.
The trees will go up probably 2nd or 3rd week in October. I started some section of my house already. But I had a purpose behind it because I have other things in the works. So there's reasons why I have it out.
At least like Kim is a true lover of Christmas though, because she's not some weirdo freak that like keeps it out all year.
Oh, no. That would drive me crazy.
She actually pulls it out. She just does it early and stuff. But like, we all know the crazy people who are like, yeah, it'll be Christmas again, 11 months. What?
I have a friend of mine that actually, it's pretty cool. She does keep her tree up all year round, but she decorates it based off of whatever holiday is going on. So now it's decorated for Halloween, and it's like a whole Halloween decorated thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, we've hit the hour, and as you know, I've been under tight guidance from Kim, and I've been doing awesome. I think we went barely, we might go second over here, but that's a wrap for the week. Thank you all for joining us tonight, or on the replay, or on the audio podcast. And until next Thursday, be safe, earn smart, and what is it, Kim?
Kindness is always free.
That's right. Good night, guys.
Why we're slapping